Hey, what's good, everyone? It's your boy Matt Diazable coming at you with the new album review. Thanks for coming on by. I appreciate it, guys. Today, I am checking out the latest album from Darkthrone called It Beckons Us All. If you didn't know, Darkthrone is a legendary black metal band that is based out of Oslo, Norway. And if you don't know what black metal is a type of music that is at the time when it came around in the 1980s, it was a counterculture like pushback against like current like hair metal and really over polished music. So black metal went in the complete opposite direction and went with more DIY style recordings, really unlike you could like very hard to listen to guitars, screeching vocals, really bad production. They wanted to do the complete opposite of like really polished work. And Darkthrone is one of those early black metal bands that started the whole trend of black metal. And they've been going at it since about 1986. And I think they put out consistently, they haven't been consistent with putting out there a lot of work, but in the past like 10 years, they've been putting out more work. I discovered them back in 2019 with their album Old Star. And for a lot of people, Dark Throne is a gateway band into black metal because then you get to discover other bands like Immortal and Mayhem through this band because they're one of the biggest black metal bands. So I was really excited when they put out this new album because it's like, oh, I can review a band that I got to like recently discover and really enjoy and see where they're going with their journey with being in the game from almost like 30 plus years. So let's get into this. And so with this new album, the lords of black metal descend upon all of us and they beckon us all to come listen to their new album. And I gotta say, some people will take the call and listen to this album. I think others, on the other hand, they might just kind of ignore it. This band was always known for like that black metal style, DIY production, really rough guitars and vocals. But over time, and especially with this new album, they've kind of transitioned into more of a doom and gloom kind of style of music. And I think that change in sound would have been more welcoming if the band themselves didn't seem so uninspired when making this music. Like on the opening track, Howling Primitive Colonies, the song has a bit of like a weird grungy guitar riff style to it and more of a laid back drumming style. And the big thing that's really different is his vocal style. He just seems like he's doing some more like grumpy like talking than actual singing. So it's a very, very different like style from like their earlier albums and this, and it just feels kind of weird. So I want to play a clip of that so you can get a sense of that grumpy and like grunge doomy style they're doing here.
Dark angels in the late night wind, stellar belief in fairness. They horn and rage away, and through the scholars watch them.
It feels very like lackluster, right? The energy on this album just feels very tired and very like low effort. Particularly like the guitars, they range from being like tough and hard as nails to like really like boring and slow. Like they can do slow and hard and also slow and boring at the same time with this album. At times the guitars can sound really interesting, like they can inject some really good life and like grit to it, like on the song Black Dawn Affliction, or Black Dawn Affiliation. Like the way that the riffs are being played here, they have more of a doomy gloomy fiery energy to it, and that's like the best kind of guitars on this album. So I want to play a clip of that for you right now so you can get a sense of that good guitar playing here.
Stern cold vibration and drives me free.
Like there's a bit more of a like a dark energy here that's like kind of interesting. Or the riffs can sound a little lackluster like on Eon 3. And I guess the one thing that is probably the most, I wouldn't say offensive, but just the weakest point on this album is those vocals. He tries to switch things up by doing different like singing styles and like talking styles, but majority of it just falls flat and just seems so boring and like lackluster. And so it can really like drag the album down a bit, I think. I will say they are still able to create some really good dark atmospheres on this album and with their music, like on Black Dawn Affiliation and The Lone Pines of the Lost Planet. They can have some really dark and brooding atmospheres that sound cool. The only problem, it takes some time to get there, so it can be a bit of a slugfest to get to these cool moments. And so I'll play a little clip of the Lost Pines of the Lost Planet so you can get a sense of that brooding and mysterious like atmosphere they can create. The song feels more fleshed out with all the like the slower playing and the little like different playing styles they have here on the drums and the guitars. I definitely want to say the beginning of the album was not the strongest here, but as the album progresses, they definitely get heavier and darker and have more of a very fine-tuned. As the album goes along, you get some more grittier style riffs, some more stylish type of drums, some more deep and dirty, dense like uh, and as the album progresses, you get more like grimier and distorted riffs that create more of a hypnotic sound, more stylish drumming, and bass playing that is just really, really like able to have some cool distortion to it to make the song sound a little bit cooler. Like on the songs "The Heavy Hand" and the Bird People of Norland. These songs have some really cool moments in them because of all those uh cool elements they build upon themselves as the album progresses. I think it's really funny that a black metal band with more like tighter production can actually sound worse because black metal is known for like the poor quality and that's what makes it cool. But these guys have kind of like tightened their sound up and it just kind of like feels like a lot of their spirit has been taken away. So I would say like outside of one or two songs on this album that like kind of can like compete with their older material, most of the material on this album just isn't, it's not bad, but I feel like it doesn't live up to the name of Darkthrone and their legacy. So there's a little bit of a misstep here with this album, I think, and I think it's just that whole more of a doom and gloom feel, the more spoken word parts of the album and just the lackluster energy coming from the band, it feels like. So I would say this album from Darkthrone is a solid, yeah, solid 7.5 out of 10. Mm. Links down below. Tell me what you think about this new Darkthrone album. Tell me what I should review next. Look over here. I got some videos. Like, subscribe, comment. And until next time, guys, I will see you in the pit.